Today we are going to go over intercept form. In the previous videos, we learned about standard form, vertex form, and this is our third form for a quadratic function. This is f of x is equal to a times the quantity of x minus p times the quantity of x minus q. So let's look at what these variables mean. So this a value here, this is the same a that we see in standard and vertex. So if our a is positive, we have a smiley face. If a is negative, we have a frowny face. This stays the same. Our new material is going to be this here. See how we have x minus p? And then we have x minus q. So you can think of this, we have part 1 and part 2. So the definition of an intercept, in this case, this gives us our x-intercepts. And our x-intercepts, rewrite them, is going to be some number, comma, 0. So our x-intercept is always going to be a number, comma, 0. So let's get back to what I highlighted in green. When we have parentheses, something very special happens to the sign. We change the sign. So instead of a negative p, we are going to have a positive p, comma, 0. That is our first x-intercept. Over here, instead of a negative q, we're going to have a positive q, comma, 0. This is our second intercept. So if we are going to do this with real examples, here we have f of x is equal to a times the quantity of x minus 5 times the quantity of x minus 3. So right now, we are going to look at our x-intercept. So our x-intercept is going to be at 5, comma, 0. This is our coordinate, or this is our point. And we have another point at a negative 3, comma, 0. What we're doing is we see this positive 5. When we put it into our x-intercept form, it becomes a positive. So this negative turns to a positive. Same thing over here. This positive 3, we turn into a negative. There is another way that you might see this written. They might ask you for an x-intercept, and they might give you, well, we want value 1, and we want our other x-intercept. So our first x-intercept is going to be at a positive 5. Our second one is at a negative 3. Both of these are correct. It just depends on what form your answer needs to be in. So let's do some examples. So over here, we have a positive 2 and we have a negative 4. So our x-intercept is going to be a negative 2 and a positive 4. This can also be written as negative 2, comma, 0 and a 4, comma, 0. Looking at B, this negative 1 becomes a positive 1. And then the 4, then that negative 4, becomes a positive 4. So this can also be written as 1, comma, 0 and a 4, comma, 0. Let's do C. And now I'm going to do D. So just to recap, this is our x-intercept. And if we are looking at a graph, let's say this red here is going to be my function. My x-intercepts is going to be here. This is where my red graph crosses our x-axis. So that is the x-intercept. And this is my x-axis.